Hi, it's Wendy from Shiny Happy World, and it is June, and I've got all kinds of fun stuff to show you about what's going on this month. So we're going to start with the new Ami Club pattern, and I should say patterns because this one was so simple that I did a few different variations of it, and that's what you're going to see in just a second. So I'm going to start with the most simple one, and that is this little guinea pig. So her name is Guinevere, and she's a very, very simple little guinea pig shape. And one thing that I know a lot of you are going to be super excited about is you don't have to sew any part of her on. Everything is crocheted in. Her feet are so tiny that instead of doing little half circles and stuffing them and trying to sew them in place, I actually did little bobble stitches for her feet. So the feet are crocheted in and the ears are also crocheted in, and they have that little, they flop forward like guinea pig's ears do. I studied an absurd number of guinea pig photos. You guys should know that Pinterest is full of adorable photographs of people's guinea pigs, and I studied them for a long, long, long time. I now have a Pinterest board full of guinea pig photographs, and they're all super cute. One thing I did notice in my studies is that you normally can't see a guinea pig's mouth unless he's eating. So I did not put a mouth on her, but you could very easily stitch a little smile on there if you want to make your guinea pig smile. So this is really, really simple. You'll find that it takes, I'm a pretty slow crocheter, and it takes me about an hour to make one of these. So take it from there. Some of you guys are super, super fast. Like my daughter could probably stitch one up in about a half an hour. So I did a couple of different colors. I basically rated my scrap bin. This one is a tweed, a slightly smaller yarn, which is why this guy's a little bit smaller. So you can see they're smaller than each other. So the exact same pattern, just made with a smaller yarn. But then I started to have a little bit more fun. Again, because I was studying those guinea pig patterns, and a really common guinea pig face is to have the face, like the little muzzle, be one color, and then to have this blaze that goes up their forehead. So I did one that has a blaze and then also has a little band. A lot of them have a belly around their band or sometimes around their whole bottom. So I did a belly around his band, and then I changed it back to that kind of rust color for his bottom. So this is another variation, and you're going to get all of these in the same pattern. So the body shape is the same, the stitch pattern is the same. It's just it has the color changes in there to get these kinds of markings. And then the last one is the most common kind of guinea pig patterning that I saw, and that is just all over blotches. And so that's what this guy is. And what I noticed is that a lot of those have kind of a diagonal line that runs across their face. I'm going the wrong way because I'm backwards on camera. So I did this guy. So he's got a tan colored blotch on one side and a white blotch on the other side. But you'll get the crochet instructions with all the color changes for this version as well. And if you start, especially if you're new to color changes, start with the basic all one color guinea pig, just so you get an idea for how the shaping works. It's very, very simple, but just so you know how it's made. And then you can start doing color changes. And I think this one is probably the next most difficult. And then this one are just kind of random color changes. So there's not really a pattern to follow to them. I mean, obviously it's all in the pattern, but it's not like it's symmetrical in any way. So that makes this one a little bit more challenging. But once you make this one, I think you would probably have all the skills that you would need to design your own color changes in there. So if you have a guinea pig of your own that you're trying to duplicate the colors of, it would not be very difficult at all to do that once you get a handle on this. Again, because the shape is so very simple, you'll just see, you'll learn, you know, when you're starting out, whether you're stitching the bottom or the top, and from there, you just can work the color changes as you get to them. So that is the new Ami Club pattern, and her name is Guinevere. Make her look at the camera. Hey. So that pattern is out there now. So everybody who's in Ami Club, go to your account and you can download the new pattern. And if you're not in Ami Club, join it. It's $4 a month, and you get a free pattern every month as part of that membership. And you also get a discount on, I discount 4 different patterns every month that are 50% off. And you always have a discount on the safety eyes and noses and things that I use. So you get a permanent 10% discount on all of those things. So speaking of clubs, the other club that we have going on is the Funny Faces Quilt Block of the Month Club. And you can see behind me what this month's block was. So if you remember, we started in March. I think it was March. Yep, in March. And the first block was the penguin blocks that you see back there. I'll get all the way out of the way. And then in April, we had the hedgehog block. And so this month, in May, this goes from the middle of the month to the middle of the month. So from mid-May to mid-June, we have the horse/unicorn block. So it's very easy. It's got a horn in there that you can use or not, depending on what you want to do. So I've got all of my horses back up in my blocks up there on the wall. And you can see the different kind of color schemes that I've got going on, building a few different quilts using these patterns. So the horse is the new pattern for the month. I'm surprising myself again by how much I'm enjoying those pink on pink on pink blocks that you see right over my shoulder there. But honestly, for this month, the pink on pink on pink unicorn was pretty much perfect and so much fun to make. So what else am I working on? I am doing a fair bit of hand stitching. I've got, let's see, I can show you. I'm not sure that I've made a lot of visible progress on this since the last time that you saw it. I've done a lot more stitching in the purple. Put that in closer so you can see that. I'm doing these kind of lazy daisy stitches in the purple parts of the triangle. So I'm getting a little more stitching around, but I can still feel the effects of the problem that I had with my hand and my wrist. So I really am kind of slow going with the stitching, but I'm making good progress. I'm trying to do just a little bit every day, and that is working great. I am so excited about the work that I'm doing that I actually cut out all the pieces for my next pattern. So Memorial Day was super, super hot here in Asheville, just like really unpleasant to go outside. So I spent most of the day indoors and I was reading a book and I did some hand stitching, but I also started a brand new project. I thought it would be a great day to just start something completely new. I don't know if I'm going to be able to show this to you or not. So I cut all the pieces out. Yeah, if I tip it too much towards you. Here, let me do this. You can see a bunch of pieces I cut out for the next project, but I haven't started to glue them down yet. So I got all those pieces cut and they are ready for me to start gluing them down. It's a lot of pieces, so I'm going to be working on that soon, but it's going to be really fun, and I think you guys are going to like this. It's got a word involved in it, and I've been wanting to do some felt embroidery and some felt stitching that uses kind of inspirational words. I have a project that's a free project on the Shiny Happy World that that I'll post up here that is just stitching on some felt letters, and it was so much fun to do, and I know a lot of people have really enjoyed that project. So I'm looking to take that a little bit of a step further and have a word, but also have some other stitching around it instead of just doing the stitching on the letters. So I've got that kind of in the wings waiting for me to finish all the hand stitching on that cat. And then that cat is going to be a pattern too, but it'll probably be next month before I get that finished, probably like the end of June. So let me see what's on my list here. I showed you the felt cat, the last thing I have to tell you is just a reminder, basically, that we have the Bears Craft Along happening right now. So we made this one a 2-month craft along. That was so great that we did with the bunnies in around Easter. It gave everybody a lot more time to work on the projects and just kind of get involved with what everyone else was doing. So we're doing that with the bears too. So that started in May and it's going through the end of June. So the deal is, make anything with a bear using any Shiny Happy World or Fresh Stitches pattern. So that includes crochet, quilting, embroidery, felt sewing, stuffed animal sewing, any of our patterns that have a bear in them. And then just show it in the Facebook, the Shiny Happy People group on Facebook, and tag it #BearCAL. And we will pick a winner at the end of the month. And we usually pick a couple of winners. And we also have just kind of the everyday photo contest that we give winners every month just for showing something awesome in the group. And we also have, we always have a crochet along for whatever the new Ami Club pattern is. So there's going to be a Guinevere crochet along as well. So we've got a couple of different crochet alongs happening. Honestly, the Shiny Happy People group has been an amazing place to visit lately. There have been so many great projects popping up there. I'm going to put a link to that group so that anybody who's not already part of that group can jump in there and see some of the amazing things that people are doing. There have been some incredible quilts, some really cute stuffed animals. There's a whole group of crocheted softies that are all from the beach and the ocean that really makes me think about going to the beach. There's just been some really, really fun stuff happening on there lately. So I'll pop in a link to that and you can go over and see and upload your own bear picture from something that you've made with one of our bear patterns, because we have a lot of bear patterns. And that is pretty much all that's happening this month. Lots of new stuff happening in the clubs and a really, really fun felt hand stitching project that I've just been plugging away at. Hope you all are doing great. I'll see you next month. Bye.